Tech support scams use language to manipulate people, but language, scammy or otherwise, can be learned. Have you ever gotten a call from an unknown number claiming that there's a serious problem with your computer? It's likely you have. These types of calls, called tech support fraud, are more common than they have ever been before. Scammers take advantage of inexpensive robocalling technology to make it look like they're coming from legitimate companies in order to reach vulnerable people and scam them out of personal information and money. But while they've done a lot of research on the technical side of things, primarily how to identify and block the websites the scammers also use, today we're going to look at the human side of things. More specifically, what language do tech support scammers use to scam you? Language is the material with which we fabricate our existence. Without language, there is no ideology, no cults, no scams. Linguist Amanda Montell, author of the new book Cultish, tells Avast. But language can't work to brainwash someone into believing something they have no interest in. It simply gives them license to believe what they already want to believe. In the case of tech support scams, what victims want to believe, or perhaps more accurately, are taught to believe, is that they don't know anything about technology and therefore should defer to the expert who has called them. In fact, the social engineering used by tech support scammers is very similar not only to the language used by cult leaders, but also to the method used in phishing attacks, which are emails that trick people into sharing personal or financial information with cyber criminals. Here are some telltale linguistic cues that the support call you've gotten is from a scammer. They are very urgent or always in a hurry. The very first language cue that you're dealing with a scammer is their insistence that there is an urgent problem that needs to be taken care of right now, or something terrible will happen. The scammers position themselves as a savior, protecting you from cyber criminals when they're in fact the criminals themselves. Scammers will try to move as quickly as possible from the phone call into your device, either to get you to give them remote access or to get you to enter personal information into a website they control. They'll make it seem like you'll lose control of your data and device if you don't do what they say right now. This is a scam. If anyone calls you claiming to be from tech support and is extremely urgent about it, hang up immediately. And if you get an urgent email, reach out to the person who sent it via another communication channel, like a phone call or a Slack message, to confirm it's really them before responding. They always say they're experts. Tech support scammers will often present themselves as calling from legitimate tech companies. Microsoft is a common one, as is Apple. We've even had reports of scammers posing as representatives of Avast. They do this because the immediate impulse for people who aren't especially tech savvy is to defer to the authority. This is directly related to the social engineering methods used in phishing attacks. Cyber criminals know that the people are much more likely to respond to an urgent email from their CEO without questioning it. They also know that we're more likely to respond to an urgent call from Apple or Avast than we are to a random IT person. Remember, no legitimate company will ever call you out of the blue, claiming you have a tech problem. If you pick up a random call and the person on the other end says they're from Microsoft, they're not. Hang up immediately. They use thought-terminating cliches. According to Montell, scammers make use of what are called thought-terminating cliches, or catchy stock phrases, aimed at halting independent thinking and questioning. In predatory multi-level marketing scenarios, for example, thought-terminating cliches may come in the form of phrases like, "This can't be a pyramid scheme." "Pyramid schemes are illegal," or "This isn't a pyramid scheme. Corporate jobs are the real pyramid scheme." In the case of tech support scammers, the thought-terminating cliche might be, "Ma'am, I'm calling from Microsoft. I'm the expert here, not you." The goal is to get you to move away from any doubt you might have about their legitimacy toward thinking that they're really calling from Microsoft. Many times they'll use overly complicated language. Even though it's so much a part of our daily lives, many people of all ages and from all backgrounds don't really understand how technology works. Add security and privacy on top of that, and it's easy to see how language can be used to scam. In general, most people don't speak tech, so you can be sure that scammers will act like they do. Look out for terms like compromised, infiltrated, spyware, rootkit, ciphertext, DLP or data loss prevention, IPS or intrusion prevention system, and any other acronym thrown out casually in conversation. Real tech support people know that the average person does not know what these terms mean and will be careful to use more common language with their customers. Tech support scams, like most scams, use language to manipulate people into giving away things they value. But language, scammy or otherwise, can be learned. Listen for the linguistic red flags, share them with your family, friends, enemies, and together we'll shut these types of scams down for good. Stay safe, stay secure and informed, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.